Hi everyone, Sid here back again, ready for another shaving rant, and for once, it's been a while and I have a long beard. Well, it's long by the standards of this channel anyway. Today's lather will be Pro Razzo Red, to which I will be adding lavender and peppermint, and the aftershave will be Beau Bonhomme. I'll be ramping up the use of Beau Bonhomme a bit because it expires in July, and there isn't that much left. So, my intention with today's video is to lay some groundwork. I don't know if this is going to be a series or not, but there's some topics that I've wanted to broach for a while on things like, religion, spirituality, that kind of stuff. But it's difficult for me to get into those without looking and sounding like a jackass, and so as a means to prove, actually I think it is proof, as far as proof is possible in the human sciences anyway, that I'm not speaking from some high horse when I say things that seem to berate New Age hippies as a whole. I wanted to talk about my past with the New Age movement and stuff like that. So, long story short, that I know is bullshit. So, just to get into it, in the late 90s I started a New Age phase, which in many ways extends to this day. I think that, I was a New Age hippie for a while, and in many ways I still am, and I'm kind of familiar with all that New Age stuff with the chakras and the meditation and stuff like that. But shortly after having my eyes open to the ideas of liberty, I stumbled upon freedomainradio.com, and as much as I was, it's a bit like the trivium. It's the kind of thing that you use intuitively, but at a point, if you're lucky, someone shows it explicitly to you so that you can be like, oh shit, and it's easier to, when you have a system, it's easier to use it when your emotions are high and your intelligence is low. I'll be right back. So, the system that I'm talking about is rational empiricism, which is basically the idea of, it's a strategy for metaphysics and epistemology. Basically, the whole what is true, or what exists, which is in the metaphysical realm. Rational empiricism basically says that, yeah, it's possible that we're some brain in a matrix jar, but so what? If you live your day-to-day life as if the other people are there, the possibility that you're really a brain in a matrix jar and that you're the only person that exists is kind of moot unless you basically, either lock yourself in your apartment and basically die, or ignore the people around you. The metaphysical response is basically you act as if other people exist, so they exist. I'm vulgarizing. I'm not an expert in rational empiricism, but I'll elaborate a bit more on that in a moment. And as far as epistemology goes, the rational empiricist bows to reason and evidence, and by that, it's really the three Aristotelian axioms of identity. A is A, non-contradiction, A can't be A and non-A at the same time, and the law of excluded middle, which a major brain fart prevents me from explaining at this time, and I probably won't explain it for this video, but it doesn't really matter, because when you use the law of non-contradiction consistently, it leads to the rejection of many superstitions, if not all. And the more controversial ones are things like God and the state and things like that. And the thing is, when I originally signed up to the Free Domain Radio Board, did I wipe my face or not? Yeah, of course I did. When I originally signed up to the Free Domain Radio Board, I was kind of cocky, and I was kind of under the impression that I'm going to show these guys that God exists. Basically, I'm a pantheist. I'll have further opportunities to explain what that means in further videos, but for now, suffice it to say that pantheism is the idea that God and the universe are synonyms, and I know there's some Steph bots out there who are screaming about how Molyneux made a video about that, and I consume FDR through MP3s, not YouTube, for the most part, and I listen to that show, but the difference is, and this is why I don't feel bad holding on to the beliefs that I hold on to even before. Holding on to the beliefs that I had before stumbling onto FDR is that if I believe something for which I have no evidence, I just acknowledge it as a personal quirk or superstition. I use that word all the time. I'll be right back. So yeah, basically, the whole point of this video is that when later on I will be talking about the stupid things that some New Age hippies say, I really am not talking from some high horse, because I've been there and I've most likely held those positions myself. As I said in a previous video, I was a socialist for most of my life, which kind of dovetails into another point, which is that I've often, and still do, say repeatedly that Quebec is basically a province of hippies. And I think that there's a lot of circumstantial evidence to support that point, mainly the fact that, again, when I'm in a bitter mood, the way I'll phrase it is that the mainstream political thought in Quebec leans so far to the left, I'm surprised we don't call each other comrade. And a lot of us are just plain butt-fuck clueless about economics. And that is that's another point that I just want to clarify. When I say how stupid and clueless most Quebecers that I've met anyway, and hear from, are how clueless they are about economics, I'm not speaking from some high horse either, because I'm kind of clueless about economics too. However, and I alluded to this in my video on anarchism versus autarchism, is that as far as economics is concerned, I'm consciously incompetent, which puts me one step ahead of most of the people here in Quebec who don't even know that they don't know, and they'll post some article about article written by some commie journalist. And if I'm inclined, for whatever reason, to engage with this article, and for whatever reason, our conversation reaches a point where they ask me a question, and I say honestly and rightfully that I don't know, they're like, aha, as if the case is closed, which bugs the shit out of me, and is another reason why I really try not to engage in these kinds of discussions in the written format, because if I'm gonna speak and share ideas in the human sciences and shit, I don't want to have to do the whole thing of spell checking and grammar checking. I'd much prefer a format like this. And another thing, I've noticed that basically I don't think there's going to be enough time for me to summarize what I'm saying quickly enough. But I just want to throw out that a lot of people here in Quebec, and hippies in general, tend to have a negative attitude towards sales and business and money in general. And I find it very curious. I just want to throw this out there to acknowledge that I know there's some people that I respect, like Mark Passio, whose work I've referred to and linked to several times on this channel, who talk about how the monetary system is a complete scam and mind control and all that stuff. And I actually agree, but the thing is, people like Passio, they go one step further in the sense that when Passio talks about it, he doesn't sound like he's talking specifically about the debt-based fiat currency that we have now, but of money in general. In that regards, I disagree, but again, I'm consciously incompetent. And I'm aware that he's mentioned things like sharing economy, which is something I haven't taken the time to research, unfortunately. I haven't even taken the time to read the Wikipedia article. It's like in my to-read list, which is growing by the minute. So yeah, I just wanted to point out that I am aware of alternative economic systems. And even though for now, anyway, I disagree that that money or a means of exchange is bad, that I'm not that knowledgeable of it yet, but I say this humbly. And also later on in this channel, when I'm talking about the stupid shit that hippies say sometimes, I'm not really speaking from a high horse, because I was, and in many ways still am, a New Age hippie. But the way that I see it is, I try to live my life as much as possible like a rational empiricist. And when there's some things that I don't understand, that's where a rational empiricist would just acknowledge, wave it off and say, I don't know. I like to break out the New Age hippie models that I am aware of to try and make sense of it, fully acknowledging that it's superstition and I have no evidence for it. So that will be it for today's video. Much more eloquent than I thought it would be. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and share. You can leave comments under this video if I said anything that made no sense to you or made a lot of sense to you, all that shit. Thank you very much again. And you can find me on Twitter. I'm at SidRockMTL. My Tumblr is sidrock.tumblr.com. Please subscribe to this channel. It would help me out so much. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and all the links here. And thank you again. I will see you soon. You take care. Hopefully the delay will be shorter. Later.